All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We are live. We are in person. No, we're not. Um, because I said so. Um, Now let me make sure this is actually working. All right, so it is. Let me see. Is it working? All right. It is. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live again for the second night in a row, and we have a couple. We might get to a couple, a couple things. And we have our guest Aaron again, and he forgot to send me his link for his podcast. So hey, if he doesn't want promo, we're good.
I'll send it later. I just
Okay.
got back from being out.
Now he's back in the closet. Okay.
That's where you like me, isn't it?
What was that?
That's where you like me, isn't it?
Well, I like you out of the open, but
Oh, gotcha. You want to see me? You want to see me out in my open?
it's out in something. Okay.
Took you long enough to come with that one.
Let's get to this. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We're going to be talking Ukraine. I don't think we're going to get to the other two topics today, so we're going to have to do another live stream tomorrow. So, be here for that. So we're going to get straight into Ukraine, maybe even some more censorship, and we will be good. So, let's go ahead and get to this one here. This is a so there are people going on their own national TV, the Nation or whatever, and there was a German guy who went on of course German TV to one of the mainstream outlets, the German mainstream outlet, and he goes on and he starts telling some truths about Ukraine, which is never allowed. You're never allowed to go tell the truth about Ukraine. So I'm not sure if this guy was live on TV, and well, it was live, but right, like I'm not sure if they just didn't know what the hell he was gonna say, because there's no way he would have been allowed to say that, to say what he says here. And Jimmy Dore's gonna translate because this is where I found it, and someone said, "Why do you keep playing clips? Why don't you just cover it yourself?" Because I don't give a damn and I do whatever I want on my channel. So, let's go ahead and play this. Yeah, let's go ahead and play this clip. I'll stop it here in between, and we'll get to it.
So look what's going on here. I'm watching German television. What? German television. And then this guy comes on German television. His name is Wolfram. Oh, what a nice name. Wolfram. Wolfram Wiener. You want to Wolfram that Weimer. So her name
Weimer if the I comes after the
I like saying Weimer.
Oh.
But I'll say Weimer.
I thought you were saying like Ukrainians would say it.
I want to say it like if he was the Anthony Weiner. He's like Anthony Weiner. It's right in his name.
Weimer.
His name is Weiner. It's right in his name. His name is Weiner. It's right in his name. So anyway, he goes on German TV, and he goes again against the establishment consensus in Germany, which is that the same thing we feel about Ukraine. They think so too, but he says the truth, which is not. So maybe we should turn it down a little, because he says, "I'm afraid we are now faced with a situation where we have to face an uncomfortable truth, and that is that Russia has won this war."
Now that's true, and I'm gonna play it just right now again, but it's true. Russia is winning this war absolutely, completely. They're attacking artillery camps and places in Ukraine. They're attacking fuel tanks and fuel places, train stations, like the trains that are supposed to bring the weapons into Ukraine. They're attacking tunnels. They're attacking non-civilian places, so that they, unlike Ukraine, who's attacking those in Ukraine, They're killing their own citizens, but they are winning this war. They've captured a lot of cities. Jackson Hinkle's covered that really. I haven't covered it. I'm sorry about that, but they've captured a lot of cities. They've captured Ukrainian soldiers. They've captured American soldiers, and the American soldiers have been speaking against the war in Ukraine. So yeah, Russia has absolutely won, and we gotta face that. But again, he's saying that on live national television in Germany.
So I wouldn't even go. As
I
far
bet
as to
you.
say-
I
don't
bet you
think it
he
is a
was
war.
told, "Hey, what was that?"
I don't even think it is a war. I think it's Ukraine just basically giving it up to Russia.
No, because they're also keeping the war going by doing their own attacks and attacking their own citizens. So it's not like they're learning. But either way, it is the truth. But I'm just surprised that he's being allowed to say the truth.
Now our chancellor is working with this language template. Russia must not win this war. Ukraine must win. I'm just wondering where this is headed politically, because in fact, Russia has practically conquered the Donbass. It's just a matter of a few days. The area gains are huge. They're about as big as Holland and Belgium put together. The land connection to Crimea is there. That means, how is Russia supposed to lose this war now? Ukraine does not have the strength, even with the weapons that we still can't deliver. And Russia is also winning in the international game of sanctions.
So again, what did he say there? They're capturing all this land. They're making huge moves in pretty good percentages in terms of taking over these areas. And Ukraine, especially with the, by the way, Ukrainian soldiers are surrendering, and they're like, I don't want to fight this anymore. So now they're weakened because of that, and they're weak anyway. Russia is a stronger army, even though we are sending weapons. The United States are sending $40 billion in weapons to Ukraine. And by the way, it's not all going to Ukraine. It's going to the CIA. It's going to the FBI. It's going to the NSA, the DEA, the Department of State, the State Department. All of that is going. It's a slush fund to all of them and to all these generals and arms contractors and all of that. It's just a slush fund. It's not actually going to help in this war. And their weapons that they are sending are being captured or destroyed by Russia anyway. And so, if Ukraine is weak, that's a problem, and it makes no sense to say that Ukraine has to win, or that they can win, or that they will win, or that they are winning. And then, as we went over last night, me and Aaron, with you guys, whoever watched, all 7 of you.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, that's like the most views we've ever had, isn't it?
No, I've had higher, way higher, especially with the.
I know, I was being sarcastic.
You are, well, yeah, your name is sarcastic. Anyway. But we went over how Russia's winning with the sanctions. The ruble is doing 5 times better than, I think it was the euro, or than the dollar. It's doing about 6 times better than the euro, 7 times better than the euro.
And then, yeah.
It's the Russian central bank is saying, holy crap, we didn't know our economy was going to do this good. Their exports are down, of course, because of all the sanctions, but it's actually hurting the West, because now we're in a food inflation. We're having a supply-demand inflation. There's the gas price, everything. So yeah, they are winning there. So not only are they winning on the battlefield, they're also winning on the international sanctions. I just wanted to repeat that.
The Chinese have just jumped on China. The Indians are doing business like never before with Russia.
And remember what we went over, India's doing business with Russia because they're buying that cheap gas. They're not going to Germany and others to buy that expensive gas, because they also don't want to hurt their own economy and spending a lot more than they have to. And then they're selling refined gas so that they don't get sanctioned, but they're selling it at a much higher price, because they have to get their companies, they have to money, keep their companies working, and then they have to make sure that they don't get sanctioned. But they're also doing business with Russia, just like Germany.
Important emerging countries like Brazil and South Africa have left the West.
That's right.
And the federal chancellor has a trip to South Africa. He was embarrassed on the open stage. They don't want sanctions. They don't even want to talk about a war of aggression. That means we have to also lost this international struggle for the majority. And I'm afraid we have to admit that. And because I assume that Macron's initiative is based on realpolitik insight, we cannot win this war. We have to end it as quickly as possible. That this is also of great value, that the start of a diplomatic initiative. That's what I actually expect from the federal government, precisely because it was so reluctant to keep the channel to Moscow open. Berlin actually has to present a peace plan, and I hope the trip to Kiev will result in him doing so. Whoa, that was heavy duty.
That is heavy duty. I'm surprised that he
That
was
was
able to say
heavy.
that.
Jackson, your reaction.
You did a great job of reading that.
Thank you.
Really dumped him.
No, my reaction 100% on point. I'm surprised that they let him say that on TV. Der Spiegel, which is the largest German Western media outlet, they were one of the largest. They removed testimonies of civilians released from Azovstal who were captured as human hostages down there. I'm surprised they let him even say that, but he's 100% on point.
Can't they just lie and say Ukraine did win and then end it? And be like, they got rid of that pesky Donbass that was
That's
had
kind
it
of what,
removed.
that's what they're trying to do.
So before I let it go on, he is 100% on point. I can't explain it more other than he's absolutely on point. Absolutely. And the fact that he was allowed to say that, I don't think he was allowed. I think after the fact, he took off his earpiece. They said, I don't know. I'm sorry. But they said, what the were you doing? Aaron, I mean, what's your take there? You heard all of what that guy had to say. What is your take?
My take is that I feel like Ukraine is the woman in the abusive relationship between themselves and Russia. They almost like the punishment, and so they're attacking their own people and aiding it. That way, they can try to get the rest of the world to bring aid to them, and it's just not working.
Well, maybe I don't know if I would use the analogy of the woman, because of women, the majority, like 99% of women, just don't like being abused and don't let the man abuse. I mean, some toxic relationships are, but he's good and but this and this and that. Okay, but I do agree with your point. They are attacking their own people. They know, and I think it is that they know that the West is still going to support them. They know that everyone is always scared of Russia and all of that.
The world's mommy
exactly.
and daddy's going to back them up.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, how do you? I mean, is there anything else you want to say on that point, or are you good?
I mean, the only thing I can really say is that it's heavy duty in that it's a topic that people don't want talked about because it's the truth. It's the censorship thing that makes it heavy duty. It's the idea of that Ukraine even stood a chance that is also heavy duty, because people, like, it's kind of like if you're watching a sport and you see two teams that are total mismatches of one another. Mm-hmm. That is Ukraine and Russia.
Yeah, absolutely. And you would think, even with the aid that the United States and Europe and all of them provide, it's still not working. And it just proves that we're wasting money. And like Naeem said on the last show about Ukraine, well, the 2 shows ago now, because we're doing 3.
No ball.
He said that, well, the reason Ukraine can't be a part of NATO is because they don't have their own industries. They don't have their, they don't make a lot of their own crap. It's all made for them. They can't help in defending NATO members if they ever have to go to war with them. So NATO doesn't want them, and NATO knows that. And so they're weak enough. They're not going to win this war. But yeah, the fact that, I mean, for me, it's like, wow, Germany, Olaf Scholz is the successor to Angela Merkel, and he's the one spouting this, Russia can't win, and we have to help Ukraine. And this guy's on German TV. I hope he doesn't get assassinated. That was beautiful. So here's a little bit more info on what they're actually trying to do, because they're basically trying to make a compromise with Russia. Say, hey, yeah, Russia, you win, but this is crazy what he's about to say. Oh, I pressed the wrong button.
The political off ramp that people like Henry Kissinger is creating is they're saying we don't want to embarrass Russia by destroying them so badly, because if we do, that might cause Putin to freak out and launch a nuke at Western Europe. So why don't we just say like, oh, okay, Putin, we're going to call this an end, and we're going to take our losses there.
What's the end?
What's
What
the end?
that you said? What was that you just said? Say it again.
What Henry Kissinger is saying, the political off ramp.
Yeah.
They're trying to say that, and multiple EU leaders have said this. Macron said this. They're all saying this now. They're saying we don't want to destroy Putin so badly in this war that he freaks out, gets mad at the West that we're destroying him so badly, and then does something chaotic like launches a nuclear bomb at the West. Therefore, we're going to try to urge negotiations, bring it into this, so we don't make Putin freak out and lose his temper.
That's what they're saying now?
Some are saying that, some are not. Boris Johnson still wants more war. Jens Stoltenberg has revoked his previous position that Ukraine is going to have to cede territory, and now he's back to saying that Ukraine can take all of the Donbass and Crimea. They're all over the place.
And so people will say, oh, so you're just going to appease Putin because he has a nuclear weapon? You're just going to appease him? Now,
That's what Boris Johnson's saying.
Right. No, the reason why you would do that is because there was a peace accord, the Minsk agreement, and they didn't follow it. And the people in the Donbass want to be separated. It was a coup that overthrew their government anyway. There's a lot of moving parts, a lot of ins, a lot of outs, as the dude would say.
That's right. It's not about oh, we gotta appease him because he has a nuclear weapon. We have more nuclear weapons than Vladimir Putin. We have 858 bases, I think, around the entire globe. We surround Russia. We surround the Caribbean Sea and China and everywhere. We have some in the Red Sea. We literally are in every country. The base in Germany is like a whole city in Berlin. It's literally a whole city. So it's not that if we have to do appease Putin because he has large, big nuclear button. It's like he's just said. These people in the Donetsk and the I thought it was Donetsk, but it's Donetsk and the Luhansk region in the Donbass. The two regions they want this war to end. They want the shelling and the bombing and the killing to stop. They want the Minsk agreement to go on and let them hold elections, and they are tired because a coup is the one that took their government apart. And then, so there's he's right. There are so many moving parts. So they're not trying to appease Russia just because of a nuclear button. You think the United States is scared of Russia? No, they're not.
They probably should.
I think they should be. I mean, look, Putin is also smart enough not to go after another world superpower. So he knows that. He knows not to go after NATO members. The problem is that the messaging is also stupid, as you just heard. Oh, well, we want war. We don't want war. We want war. We don't want war. We want this off-ramp. We don't want they have to cede territory. Now they can take the Donbass and Crimea. Crimea was annexed, 2014, 2015? So it's gone. It's a part of Russia now. Again. And they also saw themselves as a part of Russia. But you can't just come in and say, oh, it's because he has a button. Aaron?
I've made this argument before, and I still stand by the fact that if they think they're part of Russia, they're not gonna fight as hard against Russia coming in, and that's why I think Russia is able to win this war so easily. And I also think that there's going to come to a point, and this is a fear that we've gone back to ever since the Cold War, that if Russia has too much leeway, we're going to come to a point where if Russia gets any more territory, then even NATO won't be able to stop them.
Well, NATO should. There's a point, and I want to know what your opinion is, that NATO shouldn't have existed after 1990 anyway, because the USSR went down. I mean,
well, but at the same time, by that argument, you could say that the Environmental Protection Agency shouldn't have existed after Richard Nixon stopped being in office.
No, I think those are two separate arguments, because the Environmental Protection Agency is meant to protect the environment, and just because one
Meant
president
to, but
leaves,
doesn't mean they actually are.
that's right. It's corrupt because our politicians are corrupt, and that's why we have polluted environments. That's why the rich areas, you don't see any pollution, you don't see any crap going on there. You also don't see police in that area. Rarely, you don't see an over policing of a neighborhood. You go to the east side of Las Vegas, you go to the south side of Chicago, you go to the right any ghetto part of your city, any lower class part, and guess what? There's over policing, there's pollution, there's everything. But I think the argument is fair to say, well, there was no threat that was credible after 1990, after the
Yeah.
Soviet Union fell. It was just Russia and a bunch of other cities, especially when Russia, with President Yeltsin, and who was president before Yeltsin?
I'm not sure.
I don't remember, but even before him and then Yeltsin, the Russian economy was very weak. Putin picked up a very weak economy and picked it up. Had this been the Russia of the 1990s, yeah, our sanctions would work incredibly well. But this is Russia of the 21st century, and their economy is absolutely great.
It's
And,
badass Russia.
It is. It absolutely is. Not as great as Germany, but still. So, I just, yeah. That political off-ramp, I would love for them to go to negotiations. I would love that. And I would love for a diplomatic agreement to be, we all want that. Nobody wants war unless you're someone with an MSNBC contract, the Young Turks, the Humanist Report, and all those guys. If you're Paul Mason, who's banning people on PayPal, which we're hopefully going to go over. So, no citizen is pro-war. Nobody. So, we would love for them
Unless
for
population control or something like that.
Yeah, that's not a way to. No, it's not a way to take out a population. But you could. But no. I mean, we're all ready for a negotiation to take place and end this crap, end the inflation, end this, and the economic destruction that's going on in the West, not Russia. So when someone says, "Oh, the sanctions are working," present them with the facts. They're not.
And so now, as cover for people saying we need to have a diplomatic solution to this, now as cover, they're going to say because he's going to use a nuclear weapon. I mean, that's always a possibility, but the big greater point is we all know this is how it's going to end anyway.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That there's no way Ukraine's going to be able to win this war. Go ahead, Jackson.
I think the only reason why there's, with the exception of Boris Johnson, there's people like Jens Stoltenberg at NATO who are trying to pursue this for longer. I mean, obviously it makes money for weapons manufacturers, but what they really want is to have something that they can look at and wave around and say, oh, well, Russia's plan, this invasion, it actually backfired. And that would be to get Finland and Sweden into NATO, which at this point, NATO's so dysfunctional, they can't even all get on board with. They didn't check in with Turkey before approving these plans. And Turkey's currently blocking NATO from bringing Finland and Sweden into their ranks. But I think that's what they really want. And they're probably not going to try to stop until they get at least that.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're trying to bring, even Naeem said this, there's no reason to bring in Finland and Sweden. There's absolutely zero reason. And by the way, their militaries are weaker than most militaries in NATO anyway. So the hypocrisy there. They're not as weak as Ukraine, but why bring them in? There's no reason. There's no credible
maybe it's
threat.
a matter of trade. Maybe there's goods and services that Finland and Sweden offer that not many other countries do.
Okay, but you don't need NATO. That's why they're a part of the EU. Well, no, they're a part of the. They're not European states. What are they? They're the Baltics, right? No, they're not. They're Scandinavian countries. Anyway, this is how bad my geography is.
But NATO has not broken into the Scandinavian countries yet.
But that's the point. It's like, why do they need to? Most of those countries are at peace.
Most of those countries are at peace, but maybe it's a matter of, oh, well, we've seen the peace that you've achieved and how long you've achieved it. Maybe you can leave an imprint on the rest of the world, and we can all achieve that same level of peace.
No, I'll disagree with you on that, and I'm not trying to disagree with you to be mean. I'm just saying,
dude, I never thought that.
Huh?
I never thought that.
Well, it's not. They're not trying to achieve peace. That's not achieving peace. Hey, we're gonna have more nations that can blow you up. That makes no sense. I
But
wonder why the
you
Ottoman
said,
Turks were
though,
blocking them.
you said though that their militaries were weak.
They're weak enough, but it's still that message that you send to the rest of the world that aren't in NATO, saying, "Hey, now we got these states here. Don't f with us." It's a problem. It just creates a problem, and there's no credible threat to Finland and Sweden, right? Like, just because you're an ally with the United States, but there's no credible threat. It really makes no sense to expand way out. And by the way, they're still breaking the promise that that James Baker made to Mikhail Gorbachev, where he said, "Hey, we're not going to go east of Germany, 1 inch." What have we done since the 1990s, early 2000s? We went way east of Germany, and now they want to go even more. So it's just, I don't see a reason, and I'm glad that the Turks are blocking it. I'm pretty sure that the Ottoman Turks, they'll allow it, but I'm not sure that Erdogan is on board with having two countries that they're at peace, they have great economies. I'm sorry, they're at peace, B, they have great economies.
Well, I just got 2 words for you regarding that.
What?
Money talks. And it could be a situation where maybe the U.S. pays off Turkey to allow them to go after Norway and Sweden.
Finland, Sweden.
Finland.
Maybe that could, the Norwegians, right? That could be. I think so. But Turkey also knows how to play the U.S. like a fiddle. I mean, Erdogan is not someone that can be pushed around like a lot of people think. Trump thought that he could send him this sternly worded letter. The most ballsy thing I've ever seen. This is how you know this guy is strong. Erdogan went to the White House and handed Trump back his letter as a "fuck you." And Trump was like, "Thank you, you're so kind." Mother effer! He just taunted you and said, "Fuck you." That is the ballsiest thing I've ever seen a leader do. Is like, bring the letter you sent me threatening me, and I'm gonna give it back to you, bitch. That's awesome.
Throw the punk card right back at him.
Yeah, exactly. Like, punk, you want to see who's the real tough guy on the world stage?
He's the real gangster.
Exactly. And you think Biden's capable of pulling off a deal like, hey,
Man,
pay
Biden's.
this off?
I think Naeem's got more balls than Biden.
Oh, ouch. Oh, ooh.
And that's saying something when
With Biden.
yeah.
You know what? I wish I would have gotten him falling off the bike. We could have made fun of that together.
No, there should be a video, and it should be a video of someone trying to skateboard and then crotching themselves on a rail, but instead of it being the kid's face, you just put Biden's face superimposed on top.
Anyway,
like alto soprano.
Yeah. So what are they doing putting Biden on a bike anyway? He's demented.
he'll be like he's gonna be like Taft before too long and get stuck in the bathtub.
Oh God!
Look, I make fun of Taft all the time.
Well,
but he was the first president to ever be president and Chief Justice of the Supreme Court at the same time.
No, not at the same time. It was after.
Well, I mean, like have done both.
Oh yeah. Which, I mean, what do you call the Chief Justice when he was president? Okay, is it president or justice? Obviously, you think it would be justice, but he was also president. Chief Prestis. Chief Prestis. Chief Prestis.
Chief Prestices.
Your argument? Well, Chief Prestis.
Sounds so ridiculous. It's funny.
And the other ones? Well, your argument? Well, Chief Justice, as I told the Chief Prestis.
Some truth bombs from German TV. And believe me, they don't. That was, yeah, it was crazy they allowed it, but maybe it was live. Maybe they.
All right, so let's go ahead. So yeah, I can't believe that he was allowed to say that, and there you go. Man, that was great. So let's go ahead. We're gonna move on to another story. See if I can get my. Let me see if I can get back. All right. So, let me see. there's another truth teller on European TV who was also telling the truth about Ukraine. I don't know how these guys are being allowed to tell the truth.
People had Ukraine there next to here.
I don't know, but this is so. Let me show you this because this is crazy. So this guy, he's dropping some truth bombs, some more truth bombs. You thought that this was over? No. So this guy goes on, and he's because you know that you're being lied to. You know that you know what the establishment narrative is. You know what they're trying to get you to believe, and it's not true. Okay, it's not true. So we're gonna get to this, and I just want you to know, man. Just look at this. Just look at these truth bombs he tells.
African Union calls for suspension of anti-Russian sanctions amid rising wheat shortages. So the sanctions on Russia aren't hurting Russia. The Russian ruble are stronger than ever. You know what's hurting? It's hurting poor people in Africa. It's hurting people in Europe. It's hurting people in America.
Yep.
There's going to be food shortages. And they already have $9 a gallon gas in Mendocino County, California. So this big idea of Joe Biden and NATO to put sanctions on Russia over Ukraine is the worst idea ever. Macron and Schultz and Drahi meet Zelensky in Kiev during historic visit. There they are meeting. That's a pretty room. Wait, for a war going on, they certainly have a pretty room. I guess Putin doesn't want to bomb that pretty room.
Are those very colorful?
Those look like pride flags. I hope they're only eating bottom-friendly food. Likely asked Zelensky to resume negotiations with Putin. So the reason why Zelensky, who is wearing a T-shirt, is not negotiating with Putin, it's not the other way around. It's not Putin not negotiating with Zelensky. It's Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, not negotiating with Putin. Why is that? Because he'll be killed if he does by the Nazis in his own military, and he'll be killed by NATO.
Why isn't he wearing his leash?
I don't know. Ha ha!
Yeah. So I love it. These are comedians, so that happens.
What?
Zelensky rejected a peace deal brokered by Olaf Scholz and agreed to by United States, Joe Biden, and Vladimir Putin, Russia. And he went to Zelensky, and he told Zelensky, no, I should stop. I'm gonna get canceled. I'm fucking pretty good.
You're doing fine, bro.
Huh?
You're doing fine, bro. I was gonna make a joke and be like, what did the Russians say when they went to the bathroom?
What?
Hey, look, Putin.
I'm putting
I'm putting in the Kaputnik.
I'm putting in the Kaputnik. Anyway, that's Russian to me. That's what it sounds like. So he takes that agreement to Zelensky and says, "Hey, we can avoid this war. No one has to fight. Everything's perfect. It can be peaceful." Zelensky said no. So when everyone said, well, Zelensky only wants peace. No, he doesn't, because he rejected that peace deal in January. So just realize. And then, like Aaron Monte said as well, because I should play that clip again. The right-wingers in Ukraine told Zelensky, don't even do a peace deal. We'll fucking kill you. Now, there is a force that could have stopped the right-wingers because a lot of people forget. I mean, what? Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, a drug-addicted maniac and fool, fucking addict, said he got $80,000 a month for being on a fossil fuel gas board he knew nothing about. He didn't know nothing about that, but because he's got that Biden name, he got that job. And Biden threatened them with billions of dollars. The same thing Trump did. But it's Trump, so we got to go after him and impeach him over a fucking phone call. Oh, he did illegal shit. And Biden didn't. So Biden's got immense influence. So Biden, and I made this point, and I am kind of, he agreed with it. He concurred. He could have said, hey, we're the United States. I told Zelensky to do the peace deal. I did. If you touch him, I will murder you. I will fucking kill you. I will. You touch him, I touch you. There's one force that could have stopped it, and Biden never stopped it. So Zelensky never signed a peace deal. I
Because,
just
because
wanted
Biden didn't have any balls. Thank you.
to. No. Him and I am keep losing them. Oh!
They keep trying to
But-
give it to each other, but they keep falling out of their hands.
Well, no, girls keep taking them. Oh!
Girls don't want them. They're so wrinkly and sagged.
Oh, that's well, Joe's are, because Naim's still young.
Well, I mean,
You know. Anyway, before we go deeper into that, because Aaron can really, this is so. I just wanted to remind people of that. That's what happened. They rejected a peace deal in Ukraine. This is why we have war.
So here is our favorite member of the European Parliament, and here's what she has to say.
The head of the African Union calls for an end to sanctions because people in Africa are dying, and an MEP comes in here and bemoans it. I have to say the arrogance is striking. Russia's invasion was a godsend to the worst elements in European politics. NATO dodged being obsolete, the arms manufacturers are getting blank checks, and the Eastern European far right got to bully the rest of Europe into prolonging an unwinnable war against a nuclear-armed neighbour. But the 100 days of hysteria are dying down. Fractures are emerging slowly, too slowly. Western Europe is coming to its senses. Scholz and Draghi want to build peace. Macron is against humiliating Russia. He wants exit ramps. But the extremists in Eastern Europe, backed up by the United States, are happy to see Europe wrecked in order to undermine Russia. We don't need more of this lunacy. We need a change of tack, not to deepen it. We need to end this debt drive. We need diplomacy, de-escalation, and multilateralism.
Whoa!
revolutionary
Oh my
ideas.
God. Do you want to hear that again?
Go ahead.
Oh my God, she just said that. Backed by the United. Hold on, wait. We're gonna.
Go ahead.
I do this. Let's see.
Call that stuff out, bro.
Extremists in Eastern Europe, backed up by the Scholz are getting dying.
Here is
The African Union.
favorite member of the European Parliament, and here's
Here we
what she
go.
has to say.
The head of the African Union calls for an end to sanctions because people in Africa are dying, and an MEP comes in here and bemoans it. I have to say the arrogance is striking.
Boom.
Russia's invasion was a godsend to the worst elements in European politics. NATO dodged being obsolete, the arms manufacturers are getting blank checks, and the Eastern European far right got to bully the rest of Europe into prolonging an unwinnable war against a nuclear-armed neighbour. But the 100 days of hysteria are dying down. Fractures are emerging slowly, too slowly. Western Europe is coming to its senses. Scholz and Draghi want to build peace. Macron is against humiliating Russia. He wants exit ramps. But the extremists in Eastern Europe, backed up by the United States, are happy to see Europe wrecked in order to undermine Russia. We don't need more of this lunacy. We need a change of tack, not to deepen it. We need to end this debt drive. We need diplomacy, de-escalation, and multilateralism.
Oh! God
Ballsy.
damn! Oh, let me take a sip of. Oh my God!
Ballsy.
And you heard at the end, they were like, "Hey!" I don't know if you heard that gavel.
I did.
Oh my God! She literally said the right-wing extremists or the extremists in Europe, in the European Union, backed by the United States. All they want is war. That's all they want. They're losing. And they need to do
Balls.
diplomacy. Oh my God.
She got the balls in the room.
The only person in Europe that's got balls. Oh my God. Naeem, watch this. Anyway.
You need to take lessons, bro.
Yeah. It's our friend Naeem, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know him. I mean, oh my! let me get over this for now. Tell me, not
Don't insult me like that. Just kidding.
I know, Aaron. I need a break. I'm gonna like lean back for a little bit. What do you think here? Let me let you talk. Oh my!
The one person who could somehow get away.
Oh.
Actually no, this is a bit of a commentary in a way. The one person who could, because no one's gonna say no to a woman.
No.
The one person who could get away with telling the truth just happens to be a lady.
I'm not over yet. I don't think so. It's because here, if a woman tells the truth, they get censored. And that's the same in Europe. So I don't think it's that. But she just literally called everybody out with a blowtorch.
But the funny thing is, nobody like. I think that it's a situation where the truth hurts because nobody said anything as a rebuttal.
Well, from what we've shown, because this was a parliament session, so they did. But holy crap, she literally said everything we've been saying on this channel and that Jimmy Dore and Jackson Hinkle have said. Everything. And called out the United States an ally. Oh my, can you, oh my, I don't know.
The balls it takes. The balls it takes.
Balls of steel. Why am I so shocked? Why? Because the guy, German guy, he said it, and man, did he drop some bombs. This was nuclear. This was beyond nuke. I don't know why I'm so shocked. I'm blown away.
I don't know if you're shocked by the act. I think you're shocked by the audacity.
I think so. And the way I think I like the better way she puts it. These guys are for war. These guys are for war. This is happening.
It's a bare bones thing. It's a bare bones
we
thing.
should have diplomacy. You're being tactless. We need to be tactful. Let's change this. Boom! And the United States is at fault and Europe's at fault. People are dying. Oh my God, this was holy shit. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen.
Bro, you sound like you're having a semi over there.
She sent a freaking wrecking ball into that parliament. All right, let's. Oh, I just got hot. It just got really hot in my house.
You should try to marry the woman.
We'd be a force. I bet you that she's married. I think she's Irish.
You should be her side piece.
I'll be any piece.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I don't know if my balls would be as big as her balls.
Bro.
Steel
on steel, right. Man. Steel on steel.
Steel on steel.
Iron sharpens iron just as one man sharpens another.
Man, that was good. Man.
You need a cigarette afterwards,
the Miami Cubans, the Eastern.
So, some people know what's really going on, Kurt.
I mean, everybody's going to find out soon with that big famine on the horizon.
So I like to play whenever she gives a speech like this. She's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't it be crazy? Wouldn't it be great to hear a Democrat in the United States Congress, that the Democrats who control the United States Congress actually say something like that? Wouldn't it be
the things they used to say?
Stuff they used to say just a couple years ago. Just a couple years ago, things they used to say.
When they didn't have control.
Keep voting Democrat, you morons. Hey, we're doing stand-up date.
Yeah, keep voting blue. Keep voting blue. The guys who get you into these wars, who tell lies and are about censorship, and they're about mandates. We are against mandates on the show. I'm not going to go deeper into that because I will get censored, but they're for mandates. They're for censoring the truth. They're for getting you into more wars. So are the Republicans. But, I mean, we know that about the Republicans. I don't have to talk about the Republicans. The Democrats put on this front that they care for you. Like I said last night on the show, like Aaron pointed out with Arizona and the energy sector there, they don't care for you. They're just going to continue voting for war. They care about their wallets. They care about selling out. They care about funding their donors. Even if they don't take corporate PAC money, they benefit the goddamn donors. They don't care for you. And ain't nobody on the Democratic Party going to say this. Ain't nobody going to say it because they got to ask Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer if it's even okay to say it. But we need a ballsy person like this if we had a ballsy person like this in Congress,
If they're a president, if they're a president,
oh my God, we wouldn't even be in this mess. Which is why they won't be president, because the arms industry would lose out on a
okay.
lot of
So
money.
I made this argument to a friend of mine, and I've always thought this argument was like really funny. And I told him, I said, we need to like groom the perfect president from like when they're a kid, and like groom them as somebody who like raise them up as a libertarian, but make the rest of the world think that they've been raised as a Democrat. So when they get into office, they can become a libertarian, and then actually make the world what it's make the United States what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So, which one do I want to go over?
Censorship.
Yeah, you want to do the PayPal one?
Just do the PayPal.
Okay.
You honestly, you've been clamoring for it. I want you to get that chance.
I'm just looking at the time, so that's why I was like, I have like 3 more Ukraine clips.
Do you have a website for your? Do you have like a section where you can post things like on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, all right. You can put. I can cut this whole thing, and if I don't do
What I'm
videos on
saying
here,
is-
I could do more videos.
What I'm saying is I think you should have those clips. You should do a separate reaction video where you're just reacting to the clips.
Sure, instead of doing a live stream, yeah,
Yes,
sure, I could totally do that. I'm not against it.
I think it's a good idea because you're less limited on time, and you could even make it into 3 separate reaction videos if you wanted to go clip by clip.
Sure, yeah, and I could do that. I just, live streams are good for the channel.
Of course they are. I just meant I knew that like if you wanted to cover everything,
Yeah,
but you don't have as much time. This is another avenue to do it.
right. Yeah, I totally understand you, man. I do. And I might just do it in another video. I have enough to do another live stream. Literally, I literally have enough. Like all those videos could be a live stream. There's like
yeah.
there's 2 on Julien Assange, because we gotta talk about that. There's one on the Uvalde fucking corrupt cops. There's the Venezuelan president section of Ukraine. Then there's a guy who they've done Lithuania's pretty much done a blockade in Ukraine or whatever. And then there's like this one. So I mean there's a lot of videos that I still have left. Like what I do is I pre-open all the tabs so they're ready to go, right? Because before I would like go into a note section or my messages or wherever I have them, grab the link and then paste it. Now the tabs are all open. I just select it. So, whoa! I also gotta get. That's a great sound effect. Wow, I can't believe I allow this unprofessionalism on my channel. But hey,
It gets you more views.
I don't know. It only got 7 yesterday. I need you to do better. No, I'm just kidding. All right. All right.
Show my boobs. Just kidding.
Oh, your boobs, huh? Just shave the hairs off.
Well, that might people might call it natural.
Oh yeah, that's true. But they are natural though, right? You didn't do
yes.
any.
Oh, yes.
You didn't. No breast
I didn't
reduction.
do any enhancements or anything.
Okay, no tummy tuck. No breast reduction or breast enhancements.
No, they're all natural.
They're all natural, huh? No fake. All right, no fake boobs, ladies and
Hey,
gentlemen.
what's up, man? That's my brother-in-law.
Hey, you're gonna ask them, right?
I did ask my sister. She's thinking about it.
Okay. Tell your brother-in-law if he wants to come on too. He's welcome.
He is. He works a lot, like I do. He might not. I don't know if he's gonna do it or not.
He can come work it on my channel. I like when you work it. So
work it,
work it,
kick it,
work it, twerk it, burp it,
blurp it,
ribbit. All right. Yeah. Let me know what your sister says though. Either a true crime podcast or if she wants to do a live stream about Amber Heard, we'll do it. Those videos get a lot of views.
Dude,
I gotta do them.
Speaking of that, okay, there was a video about that on Peacock, and apparently a lot of people are thinking of Amber Heard much differently after seeing this video. If you have a Peacock, it was a segment on Dateline.
Oh yes, the interview, and everyone's laughing at her. Even the mainstream media is like, "This was stupid." We'll go over that. So, let's go into the next story.
PayPal
So,
banning people.
so this is the last story because
Time, whatever. Yeah, got it.
yeah, it's not the time. It's just that my mom comes home and doesn't, she just she's all screaming right when she walks in the door. It's like crazy. I can't. And
Sounds like
it's
fun. It's like a little party for you.
no, not even
Oh,
close.
by the
'cause
way.
she's, terrible person. But
That hurt.
so, all right. So the censorship in Ukraine is, in the United States is very rampant. And there's a guy by the name of Paul Mason, and he's a pretend fake ass lefty who then goes on and works with corporations and the mainstream media and the United States government to censor people. So on YouTube, we're getting either A, paid by YouTube, or B, paid by third-party platforms like PayPal, Venmo, Patreon, and a bunch of others. Well, YouTube will demonetize you whenever the fuck it feels like it. Because they say, we're going after extremist content. They're not going after extremist content. They say borderline content. They're basically saying what we're doing is we're censoring because we don't agree with the First Amendment. That's what they're saying. So essentially, the U.S. Corporations are in bed with the U.S. Military industrial complex and the Pentagon and all of that. We know that. And if you don't, you might want to understand that.
Well, and have you been
Whoever you vote for.
under a rock for the past few decades?
Exactly. And you know what Eisenhower said about the military industrial complex? Be careful going against them because they will kill you. So
They will.
yeah. So people are losing their incomes because this guy is getting people banned on these platforms, and PayPal and all these platforms are sending bullshit emails. Like Twitter said that, it's sexual orientation and gender and race and all this kind of crap. It's not true, by the way, but that's what they're saying. And on this channel, I recently created an LLC for this business. And basically what I tried to do was create a payment method. And then when I found out that they were banning people on PayPal, that's what I was going to use for you guys to help me pay for the expenses on this channel. But now I can't even do that because look what I'm talking about. So they're going to ban me too on PayPal, and they're not just going to ban my channel.
It's a matter of principle too.
It is a matter of principle, but sometimes you kind of have to sort of take your principles and kind of shove them because you need to make money.
I'm saying like it's a matter of principle. The reason that it's a matter of principle. The reason that you're not using PayPal, I think, right?
No, because I'm using them personally.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's so much. My payment method is PayPal and like more than 20, 30 merchants. You think I want to change all that info?
Which,
Hell no,
by the way, that is an interesting concept in and of itself because there are so many things that you could like try to stick to your principles and go against, but things have become so ingrained into your daily life that you're basically hurting yourself by trying to go against it.
Exactly. Because that's what they make it, right? So they'll not only ban my channel, no, they'll ban me personally.
Because they'll track your IP address, and that's why you see people using VPNs.
Well, even if I didn't have a VPN, they know what the name is on the channel. So they'll just go, Jay's telling me, look, we have him on our system. We'll ban him arbitrarily too. Completely. So, okay. So that's why we haven't established an income platform to make money off of this channel yet. It's because we are working day and night with our staff here trying to figure out what the hell to use. Is it a plugin? Is it whatever? So this is a segment that Jimmy Dore did with Jackson Hinkle. And this is what happened. They're talking about this exact issue.
Now, you remember we covered this guy, right? So this guy's name was Paul Mason, and he got exposed through some leaked emails where he was trying to shut down anti-war. Now, he pretends he's a lefty, but he's not. He's an infiltrator. And what he does is he calls everybody a Russian. He shuts down any people who are telling the truth about war, foreign policy, but especially any war. He's trying to smear them, discredit them, and now even take away their funding. And an email revealed that he was doing this. Here's one of the emails, and there's a reason why I'm telling you this again. Buck, so this is his email to try to get people to. This is he's telling his plan to shut down anti-war voices, and he says we should combine it with relentless deplatforming,
Jeez.
deplatforming, as with PayPal, Compendium, and Mint Press, and a kind of permanent. So that he's taking credit for PayPal took away the ability for Mint Press to use the PayPal service, and he's saying they should do this to Gray Zone too, right? And so he's setting it all up.
So this motherfucker, this guy, this prick, this asshole is setting up censorship, ladies and gentlemen. This is, I'm gonna cut you off from your income streams because I don't want you destroying our narrative. That's what this is. That's what this is. And you could hear all that, right?
Yeah, no, I can hear that.
Okay, great. I don't want what happened yesterday.
It's painfully obvious.
It's painfully obvious, but the brazenness, where he's like, relentless deplatforming. Relentless deplatforming, meaning, hey, we don't want you telling the truth ever. So because you are, we're gonna take you out. And he's bragging here. Like Jimmy Dore said, oh, Mint Press used to use PayPal. I got PayPal to ban them. And the Gray Zone with Max Blumenthal and Aaron Mate and all those guys, they do incredible work on the world stage, exposing the establishment and their narratives and all that. And it's amazing. Subscribe to the Gray Zone. thegrayzone.com. Make sure you go there. And they're trying to deplatform them because the Gray Zone has been telling some real truths. And they don't want that truth getting out, like me and Aaron pointed out last night. So this is just, I'm showing you the scary part of being on YouTube.
So, turns out, this guy's on a banning spree. So this guy here, Wyatt Reed, he says whether he's justifying his witch hunt on anti-imperialists or the Western-backed massacres of Yemeni civilians by Saudi Arabia, Paul Mason News always seems to return to the same line of defense. Accuse anyone who opposes him of spouting Putin talking points. No,
Of course.
I watched that video and he did. This guy brought up Yemen. He goes, that's a Putin talking point. That's a Russian propaganda. So that guy tweeted this out. Wyatt Reed, he's going, look at this guy.
So anytime you have a disagreement, oh, that's Russian. That's Putin. You're Russian.
You're Putin on everything.
You're Putin. I'm a prudent person. You gotta be prudent. You gotta be
Why you
prudent.
gotta be so Putin about it?
Putin. Yeah, okay. Putinlicious.
My body no Putin.
Potential. Anyway, potential. Anyway. But again, this is so you can't even bring up, hey, the US is participating in the genocide of Yemen. Russian propaganda. Russian propaganda. And so you can't say anything. And this is what happens. Is that's a conspiracy theory. If I bring up to my Democratic bootlicker friend George Adam Levins, and I say, did you know that Biden hired an anti-social security person? Because he did. Well, that's a right-wing conspiracy. You're just saying that to hurt Joe Biden. Fucking asshole, dick-sucking motherfucker of the Democrats. Anyway, let's continue.
The next less than 24 hours have passed since my first ever criticism of Paul Mason, and I was just permanently banned from PayPal as well.
Okay, so Paul Mason is mad that he's calling him out. That he's saying, he's basically saying, look at this guy, here's what he does. He's a fucking fraud, he's a fake. And what does he do? He bans him. That's what he does. So it's like Bill Maher, how he can't even take a joke. And this guy can't even take one criticism because then he's going to work with PayPal and the CEO of PayPal is going to ban you. So you can't criticize him because he's got that power.
So they already did it to Mint Press. We covered it here. And now they did it to that guy as soon as he said something. And here's the here's what they give you. After a review of your account activity, we've determined that you're in violation of PayPal's acceptable use policy. So they don't ever tell you what they did. They're never going to tell him what he did. You're just in violation of our policies. They don't say what the policy is. They don't say what they did, but it comes from that guy, Paul Mason, who works together with intelligence communities to get anti-war voices discredited, smeared, and now deplatformed, and their monetization ability taken away.
There you go. Anti-war, anti-imperialist, anti-establishment, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't agree with war and you don't agree with the aggression of war, then you are deplatformed, demonetized, and censored. That's what that guy does. That's why he works with the intelligence community, so they can find you. It doesn't, and Aaron, it doesn't matter if you're geo-blocked. It doesn't matter how well you block yourself and protect yourself. They're gonna find you. It's the intelligence community. But also, you know, it's just funny that their acceptable use policy, your account activity. Account activity, you mean what I'm doing on PayPal? Because what I do on my channel is separate from PayPal. People just send money to the channel through PayPal. So it's not that I was doing something on my PayPal account. I logged into PayPal.com and I went and it was they are censoring you for your YouTube channel and coming up with some bullshit. That's what they're coming up with. And I think someone ought to take these guys to court. And the reason I say take these guys to court is someone huge with a lot of connections should take these mother effers to court. Get them sued. And anyone who's been banned should get, like Patreon. They banned someone. And they'll go over this here. And now Patreon owes them a lot of money because he took them to court, but only because he had connections. Someone should do that to PayPal. Oh my God, would PayPal? I would hope they would lose. And if they did, yum, yum. That's a nice steak dinner.
He says it's becoming clear there's a concerted campaign of economic attacks against journalists who push back against the mainstream media narrative on Ukraine. Mere hours after PayPal ban, another critical media voice was just booted off the platform as well. And he also says this, because I'm hardly the first anti-imperialist journalist to be banned from PayPal for opposing NATO proxy wars, but it's another data point demonstrating the broader weaponization of Western financial services, a kind of micro sanctions targeting dissident voices. And here's the other person he was talking about. It's Jackson Hinkle, our very own. He says, Jackson said, I've been arbitrarily banned from PayPal and Venmo. This is an attack on my free speech and journalism. You know, Jackson's been very outspoken about the Ukraine war, and he has the correct narrative, and he's pushing back against the propaganda from NATO, the United States, and the corporate media. And so that happened to him. And this is about him telling the truth about Ukraine. They gave him the same bullshit, but they also added Venmo onto Jackson Hinkle. They also banned him from Venmo, and this is what Venmo says. You have a new message. Hi, Jackson Hinkle. We have recently reviewed your usage of Venmo services as reflected in our records. Due to the nature of your activities, we have chosen to discontinue service to you in accordance with Venmo's user agreement. As a result, we have placed a permanent limitation on your account. We ask that you please remove any and all references to Venmo from your website and social media accounts. You may transfer the remaining account balance to you. We thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Aaron?
Yeah, I'm here.
No. I mean, what's your take on that?
I mean, it just goes down to it. It's censorship. Like this is the age we live in now, where people can restrict use of, like, as much as we want to say it's freedom of speech, it's not necessarily freedom of speech, because people are limiting your access to their products as long as you don't believe what they want you to believe, or as long as you don't feel the way they want you to feel.
It's also and exactly right. If you don't feel how they feel then about this issue, then they're going to come against you. But it's also an attack on our free speech. It is an attack on our First Amendment rights. It is an absolute atrocity. And we know that. and excuse, that's my dog.
Bro, it's all good. I'm not, you know.
He goes crazy whenever my mom is trying to take him. Like he jumps and barks and runs and
So
whereas
what dogs do?
well, but when my brother or my sister do it, he's calm as hell because he knows better. They won't take his crap. My mom kind of does. She
I think it's
doesn't,
crap
but
if he's
he
outside
knows.
on the-
He knows. He knows. Like, mom won't do anything. But like sister and brother, like my brother, he knows not to mess with my brother. Yeah, my brother has that presence. Anyway, this is an attack on our free speech, and by that whole due to the nature of your activity, the
Sounds
nature.
so suggestive.
So, and again, they don't tell him it's because of this. And I mean, like you said last night, it just popped into my head. Who reads the terms of agreement, right? Like the terms of service. Nobody reads it. And maybe we should now because then we can clap back with. I would like to know. Here's the entire user agreement.
They're not expecting you to, though. I mean, look at accessibility as an example of that. I think that some of these sites are purposely making these terms of service not possible to read that way, because if you can make
lawyer
it
talk.
if you can make it tedious to read, then supposedly people won't read it.
And it's true. People just, I want this app because I want to get into this game. Like if you, for COVID, you had to get the thing. I said the word. I hope I don't get it. But you had to prove that you were, you know what, and you had to, and that you weren't sick and that you didn't have a fever. Anyway, so you had to prove all of that, and it had to be through an app, and then you would show your ticket, and then you would show the app, and then, okay, you're free to come in. Or it's like, I really want this game because all my friends are on it, so I'm just gonna accept the terms of service. Screw it. And I did that when creating my Gmail account, and I know, right? So this is an attack on our free speech completely, and this is censorship at the greatest. But they're not telling you why. The underlying reason why is, well, you're telling the truth about Ukraine. You're telling the truth about war. We don't like that. So that's why we're banning you. But they can't actually say that. But see, in a court of law, they would have to prove, well, But I think they know right now no one can take them to court unless they attack someone powerful.
Agreed.
Because then they're looking at a really good fight.
Well, they're looking at somebody who won't just lay over and die.
Well, that's probably why they haven't hit the gray zone yet. Right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Because they just won against Salome, whatever her name is. What's her name? The heiress. She had a dad who helped in Iraq and all that, and she was mad at the gray zone for reporting on what she actually said, and they actually won in court in D.C.
Oh yeah, I can't remember what the case is, but I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
You go, bro. You do you.
All right. Let's get to this.
Crazy.
So,
Crazy.
and then you begged that guy to you said, please, I'm begging you to please reinstate my PayPal and Venmo accounts. My biggest donor is trying to support my journalism, but his payments keep getting delayed, and it's Vladdy Daddy.
Now, a lot of people are going to read that and think, oh my God, Putin's donated his account. Oh my God. It's a joke. But I love that. It's Vladdy Daddy. And
Vladdy Daddy. It sounds like the worst politically themed porn name.
Because you know how porn starts.
Hello there, it's Vladdy Daddy.
Hey, it's Vladdy Daddy. Would you like to see me and what I can do for you? Well, why don't you subscribe and join this so I can turn on my webcam and Vladdy Daddy will show you what he can do. And then you have the music. Then because it's usually,
bro.
but it does because that's an ad before the actual video you click on. If you're a porn watcher and you're a horn dog,
Hello
and
there.
and then it goes into the actual, and then right, and then right, and then it goes into the actual commercial, but then you hear the music. Yeah, it's so funny. But yeah, Vladdy Daddy is donating his I love that joke.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Like, there should be if anybody's watching this, just put hashtag Vladdy Daddy in the comments.
Hashtag Vladdy. Can I put it in the chat? Let me go to the chat real quick. Hold on.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Here. Let me go to the chat. Let me put in the comment. How would I even spell it? I think it would be.
Damn. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
I'm live. Oh. I thought my sister was in here. Hold on. Vladdy Daddy. So.
I'd love to have heard that.
We got to Alpha Zero. I think he says hello from Finland. Hello. I did not
what
see
up?
this. Hello. Welcome.
What up, Finlandian?
You're next to go to war, huh? Person from Finland. Okay. All right. That's what he said. All right. So hashtag. Is it VLADDY? I think is that. Daddy. Let me see if it posted.
He posted? Hashtag Vladdy
Yeah,
Daddy.
it did. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Yes. That is the best hashtag ever. Hashtag
Vladdy Daddy. I am going to include that. Whenever I do
we need a
the
shirt.
next live stream.
We need a shirt
on this. I'm gonna do hashtag. Look at. Can you see it in the chat?
Hang on, I'm going to the chat right now. Hold on. Hold up, bro. Hold up.
It's at the bottom. It's the last comment.
Get it? Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy. Ah! Make everyone in the chat please post hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag. No, honestly, I wish we could do like a GIF, and the GIF would be a picture of Vladimir Putin with his mouth open. It would say hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Can you create that? Is that?
I don't know how to create a GIF.
I don't either. Hold on a second. We'll ignore that. Oops.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hold on a second.
Shit.
Yeah, it's just.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
You know what? I'm gonna ask someone to create that, and I'm gonna use that as the thumbnail. Oh, dude, can you imagine?
Oh, I could freaking imagine.
Oh, so someone post in the chat. I know we did it, but I need more people to post hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
We need it. It's gotta happen. It is a must.
You know, you can also post in the chat, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so yeah, hashtag Vladdy Daddy. I can't.
It's too good.
It is so good. It's so good.
Hashtag
All right.
Vladdy Daddy.
But I just,
Daddy.
I mean, for me, I would be angry. How could I? And he's like, come on, Vladdy Daddy. But I feel like because he's a big YouTuber, he can switch to another payment method, and his subscribers would just follow him. And I have. And I don't have that. So I feel like that's part of the reason. But let's continue. Man, that was good.
He's trying to send him $5,000, eh?
I should have put rubles on there.
Yes.
You should have put rubles.
Hindsight.
You should have put rubles. So what is happening? This guy said in Russian, he says, freedom of press and speech and words and paper is forgotten today. In practice, there is an ever-increasing silence. Only those with a single approach are allowed to speak, even if they have thrown in the trash the credibility of the news from the Ukraine war. So that's a rough translation, but I think we all know what he's saying. It's all over. Free speech is all over.
I'm surprised they haven't come after you yet, Jimmy. Maybe this was like a warning shot at you, considering that I'm on your show so often now. But I mean, I hadn't even talked about this Paul Mason guy yet, and I figured they'd come after you or the Gray Zone by now.
I thought they'd come after the Gray Zone first. I wouldn't go to you first. But they did. They went to you first. I think maybe it would be too obvious if they did it to Gray Zone right now. And maybe I think they did it to you and what's that other guy's name? Wyatt Reed.
Wyatt Reed, and then just a few weeks ago, I guess they hit Mint Press News and Alan McLeod, I think his name is.
Oh, really? They got him?
Yeah. They got him in mid-May.
So I was, I'm thinking maybe they thought they could do it to, people like you because they don't see you as having that big of a platform and nobody's going to know about it. But I'll help amplify it, and I'm sure other people are going to help amplify it.
Yeah. It's so nuts because, I mean, this guy, as you covered in the video with Max the other day, he's deranged. He's like a deranged, Russophobic sycophant. But now I can't even use PayPal or Venmo for like personal services. Like if I want to go grab a bite to eat with a friend and Venmo him $20 or something, can't even do that.
Yeah, and a lot of my friends, they'll say, hey, I just say, can I Zelle you? And they're like, hey, can I just do PayPal? And it's not because you can keep PayPal cash in there. And if you got like $30 and like, let's say you have $5 a month subscriptions that get charged to that, your actual money doesn't get used. It's the money that your friend sends you. So it's kind of cool. And it's the same with these other Apple Cash and all of that. I'm surprised Apple hasn't done this. Well, they know.
I think Apple Pay is something similar to that.
Yes, I'm a tech nerd and I'm a professional who deals with Apple Pay all the time. It's an Apple Cash card, just like PayPal. I could send you $20 and you'll have that in your cash card. So if you never use it, whatever the App Store charges you for, it'll just take from that first, which is kind of nice. So if you have a $50 subscription or $50 to spend a whole month and only 30 leaves your account, I mean, that's better than 50. So, but either way, Apple would lose a lot of customers if they did this shit. But they're right.
Well, Apple's already losing a lot of customers anyways because of their because of not having like open source for their accessories.
What do you mean open source?
Like the fact that you have to have their specific adapters to fast charge some of their devices.
Well, they have a partnership with Belkin and a couple others.
They do, but I mean, how often are they out there? Is what I mean.
It's on their store app. You just have to go find it. It's right. I mean, they tell you at the store like you can use. It's always been like that. I have a 10-foot iPhone charger that I sometimes charge the iPhone with. And
actually, I do too.
Yeah,
but
and
I got mine from Amazon though. I didn't get it from Belkin.
Yeah, I got it from a third-party company too. I got it at Walgreens, and it's a giant cube in it. But either way, this is. I mean, like I said, this is another reason why I never even dared put PayPal on this channel because I know they can ban me personally too. It's not. So he just pointed that out. And yes, this guy.
The attack goes beyond personal. Like it goes beyond professional to personal.
Exactly. And they say keep those separate, like separation of church and state. Conservatives don't get that. But this is. These are Russophobic, like, oh my God, Russia! And they're sycophants about it. And there is no more free speech in this country. Free speech is over. Don't think you have free speech in this country because now you can't even use money platforms because they're gonna ban you if you even say one thing that's not the narrative. And these companies would make a lot more money if they didn't work with the intelligence communities, in my opinion.
Agreed, but again, the best laid plans of mice and men shall go awry.
This is censorship, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
No, you can't. You're gonna have to start using Zelle. Oh, this is Greek, by the way. This isn't Russian. This is Greek, I was told. Really?
You can say right underneath it says translated from Greek.
Oh, it's just translated from Greek. I thought it looked like Russian. What do I know? It could be Turkish. Right? Could be Hebrew for all I know. I don't know. So you know what they say? It's all Greek to me. Am I right? Come on. But this is the kind of news you will get. Violating its historical neutrality, Switzerland sides with the Russian Federation invaders against defender Ukraine by rejecting Poland's request to transfer Leopard 2A4 main battle tanks from storage. Now, violating its historical neutrality, Michael McKay, I'm sorry, but I don't think you understand what neutrality means. They're remaining neutral. if they would have joined Poland and doing that, that would be the end of their neutrality. If they had taken sides with Ukraine and Poland in this, that would be the end of their neutrality.
I mean, Aaron, it's just simple, right?
It is.
I mean, it's
There's no
not.
doubt that it is.
It's like, well, they won't let Poland do this, so they're siding with Russia. No, because they're not the ones participating in trying to join NATO. They're not the ones trying to send Russia money. They're not the ones sending weapons to Russia. They're not the ones sending weapons or money or aid to Ukraine. They're staying out of it. Because they're the central banking agency of the world. But they are out of it. Out. And just because they won't send Poland, let Poland do that, it doesn't mean that they're not neutral. But that's the news that you get. They're lying on purpose.
Propaganda.
It's all propaganda, exactly, for the security state, for the intelligence community.
So isn't that weird? If you don't side with us, you're not neutral. That's really what he's saying, isn't it? What he's saying?
Yeah. I mean, Germany violated their historic neutrality when they decided to start sending weapons into Ukraine, and everyone reported it as such. So I don't know why they're here saying that Switzerland is somehow not being neutral as a result of not involving themselves.
So this is the world we live in now. Guys like this. Guys like this guy here. Let me show him. This guy can get guys like Jackson, the Mint Press, Gray Zone, ourselves. They can cut off our funding. Hey, if we're wrong, and we're saying bullshit, why not just debunk us? Why you have the access to all the mainstream newspapers and all the mainstream news outlets? Why not just debunk us?
Mm-hmm. Aaron Mate actually, when he saw that this guy, Paul Mason, was writing about him and Max Blumenthal, he messaged Paul and said, why don't you join me for an episode on my show, Pushback, and we can have a conversation. If you really think I'm wrong, then you can debunk me right then and there on my own show. And that was when, I believe, after that email you put up on the screen that Paul Mason sent with the header that read, I provoked Aaron Mate. He sent that out because he was so proud about the fact that he had provoked Aaron Mate.
Oh, there it is. Paul Mason, Ari, I provoked Aaron Mate.
Yeah. So they're proud of this. They probably got emails up right now that say, I got Jackson Hinkle banned from PayPal.
Yeah, so we're gonna end it there. But for that segment, yeah, I mean, just look at that. I mean, he's bragging about it, and that's right. This is what I said last night. Instead of banning all those right wingers who said a bunch of crazy about the Jews and the African Americans and Mexicans and why don't you leave them up and let me play their clips and debunk them and show them why they're wrong instead of deplatforming us and demonetizing us and getting these weak ass platforms to stop funding us. Why don't you come on my show? Go on Pushback. Go on the Jimmy Dore show. Go on Katie Halper show. Go on Useful Idiot. That's Useful Idiots. I don't remember Brianna Joy Gray's. You know, go on the Gray Zone. Go on everybody's show and have a go on Jackson Hinkle's and have a debate and debunk us. And he's right. They got the news media. They'll write any hit piece on us, especially me and Jimmy Dore and all these guys. But I mean, go on the Young Turks. They're for censorship.
And honestly, they'll probably make a hit on me just for being a co-host.
Exactly. And you're just some poor guy you're just cuz because you're cool enough to do this with me, and they're gonna come after you too. Ooh.
But guess what? Let it come, because before you flick the speck out of your brother's eye, you must first get the plank out of your own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And by the way, and their hit pieces
that is work. Scripture right there. That is scripture right there.
It is. I recognized it. And I can tell you're religious. I am.
I have memorized 1,114 Bible verses in 5 days.
I don't even want to know how you do it, but okay. I can barely memorize my order. But again, I mean, they have the Young Turks. They're for censorship. Go on Rational National, the Humanist Report, the Majority Report with Sam Sater. Go to Nomiki Konst. Go to a bunch of think tanks. Go to the mainstream media. Go to debunk us. Say why we're wrong. Oh, wait, you can't because we're going to fight back. And they know that. So they try and strip us of our
Lord
way
forbid.
of making money. God forbid we fight back. But God forbid, right? But they try and strip us of our way of making money. And now, oh, ha, ha, now they're not going to be able to. No, because now I can use a Microsoft plugin. Unless Microsoft now joins. But they don't want to do that. Apple and Microsoft, because
money
they
thing.
know we could lose a lot of people who are in the Microsoft ecosystem.
A lot of people, a lot of money, a lot of good, a lot of good publicity.
Oh, yeah. And Microsoft, they can't afford a PR nightmare. So
No, they cannot.
no. And so this it's just insane. I can't even make money on the channel because and by the way, pretty much my whole channel is demonetized. Even if I don't talk about the pandemic, I could talk about war, I could talk about the fact that we don't have healthcare and I'm coming against the Democratic Party, and they'll demonetize my channel because they don't like what I say. So, I can't make money on this channel yet because I've got to find an alternative way where I won't get banned. I feel like I wish I could code because I would make a payment platform just like these guys. And on there, I would say anti-censorship, anti-war. We will not censor you. You say whatever the hell you want on our platform. And we ain't falling for the mainstream media goons.
Parler used to be like
crazy.
that.
Isn't Parler a conservative thing?
Parler, but it's a conservative. It's a conservative social media site.
Well, they banned Parler, right?
Yeah, they did. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, they may have been,
Yes.
they may have banned Parler, but I'm saying just because you ban something doesn't mean people aren't going to use it.
Well, exactly. But either way, I mean, I'd make lots of money doing that because if I'm against censorship, I'm anti-war, I'm anti-imperialism, I'm anti-censorship. I'm for free speech. No matter, I don't like what the right wing says, but hey,
again, God forbid.
God forbid I create a platform like that. You want to do another segment, or do you have to go?
What about you?
I can do it.
If you can do it, I can do it.
Oh, you can do it, huh?
You fucking bet.
My mom's making dinner. Holy shit! Oh.
The only way that's possible is if there's a priest sitting on the toilet.
What did what's the joke I used to make? No, it was what did it was something, I think it went, what did the priest say when he read the Bible or something, and it said holy shit, get it? Cuz holy.
Yeah, it was. What did the priest say when he was reading the Bible in the toilet?
That's what it was. Yeah, when he was reading the holy shit. There was a couple. There was a couple other ones that I. There was one. Oh man, I forgot what it was. All right, let's see what other Ukraine one I have.
Get back on task here now, bro.
Yes. What other one do I have? Can you check the chat while I do this?
Do what?
Can you check the chat?
I better see at least one new hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Yes, I want one.
You know what? Screw this. I don't see a new one, but we're about to.
All right. Oh, Aaron. Oh, do it. Here, hold on.
No, I got you. Don't even worry about that. Don't even worry about that.
I see the Get the Memo one. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hold on.
Hashtag Vladdy Daddy. That is so good, though. I love how he's like, please, Vladdy Daddy needs to
go to the chat. Go to the chat.
I'm on the chat.
I just posted.
Why won't it show me? It won't show me.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, see, I was trying to post on the public one, but there's no way to put comments for me on that.
Yeah, there it is. there no way?
I'm in comments, but I can't put anything in the comments.
No, but can you? There's a little button that said show comment and broadcast.
Hang on, let me see. Hold on, share, comment, and broadcast. Okay, hang on, maybe. No, that's my camera.
Let me see if I see it on the phone. Hold on. Let me see if I see this. Let's see. Yeah, I wonder. Can you post on the regular chat, or do you have to go to YouTube and post it?
I'm trying to go from the actual chat screen. Hold on, can
You might have to. I don't know if you could do it. You might have to go on YouTube and actually post hashtag.
I? Okay, hold on. Well, I gotta look see what I gotta see what our stream is then on YouTube.
It's the same thing.
Hang on. Let's get this shit popping.
Hashtag.
Hashtag motherfucking Vladdy Daddy. I'm trying to see the name of our stream so I can search for it on YouTube.
It's here. Let me send it to you. Hold on.
Okay, I got you, bro. Hold on. This has to happen. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy must be a thing.
Yeah, let me close the chat. And let me.
If hashtag Vladdy Daddy is not a thing, I will be sad.
Me
I will
too,
be-
because.
I will be inconsolable. That is my link to life. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
All right, I sent you the thing.
Okay, I got you. Oh, you better freaking believe it, bro. Here we go. This shit's about to get real. Come on. Oh yeah. Okay, here we go.
All right, I'm waiting. Are you here still? Aaron, I think you it might have kicked you out. Aaron, if you're watching, it kicked you out. Man, I sound different when I'm off the mic.
I just posted it on.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I thought it kicked you out because you weren't answering. So, hold on, let me see. Why don't I see it?
I promise you, I did. I went into the comments
Oh.
section in YouTube.
The chat, right? Not the comments, the chat.
Oh, I did it. I did it under the comments. Hold on.
Do it under the chat.
I told you I'm not giving up because I'm a persistent mofo.
Well, how do you access the comments when it's live? I can't. Even when it's not my channel that's live, I can't access the comment section. Excuse the background, ladies and gentlemen. I got people who don't care that I'm live. So Aaron's gonna post that in the chat.
There.
All right, let me see. Let me go to the chat. What? You know what? I'm sure you did it. I just don't know why it's not showing me the chat.
Bro.
Oh well, it's in the chat. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy. Somebody else also posted. Maybe because you're on the stream. Maybe I don't know if that's it. But man, that was awesome. Vladdy
Dude,
Daddy.
I put it in there. I was like, motherfucking hashtag Vladdy Daddy. Because I have balls, ladies and gentlemen.
Like
Plain
hashtag
simple.
Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag that right there. We are rushing to get that hashtag out.
Yeah, we are really rushing to get that. Oh man. All right. Giggity, 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 giggity. Okay. All right. How does no Matthew McConaughey?
All right.
Matthew McConaughey just says, "All right,
All right.
all right." But
You suck
Quagmire says
donkey-
it. All
He goes,
right.
you suck donkey dick. Now you can't prove that.
Now you can't prove that. I love him in oh man, I love him in how to lose a guy in 10 days. Have you seen it?
Hello, yeah.
Remember the one part where she's like, "I got front row tickets though," and he's thinking it's basketball. Front row tickets. Oh wow! And then he goes into Celine Dion show.
I was like, bro, you don't even know what you're doing right now.
You don't even.
But you know what? We should get some hashtag Vladdy Daddy up in every stream, man. Every stream.
Yeah.
Vladdy Daddy is the play. Vladdy Daddy all the way.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go because dinner's being served. I'm sorry about that. Oh man, I wish I could.
Dude, that's okay, but this has been fun.
It has been way too much. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag honestly, there's gonna be a whole live stream called hashtag Vladdy Daddy.
Hashtag. I feel like I should just name it that. Hashtag Vladdy Daddy. Are you available to do a stream tomorrow night around the same time, or is that that's
same time, same station?
Same time, same station, same way, same position.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. All right. So we will be back tomorrow night at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. Is that good for you? Is that too?
Dude, that's good. As good as good. I'm gonna get off work and I'm gonna make it right.
Well, you better. So we will be back at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Be here. Thank you so much for watching. We covered a pretty good amount. We only covered what, 2? No, we covered 3 videos. So we did better. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Press the post notification bell so you never miss another one of these live streams. And we will be we will be talking about this tomorrow. And yeah, we will see you later. And hashtag Vladdy Daddy.